Good evening. Welcome in. Here's your daily reminder. The Republican Party is full of terrorists who hate America, and they hate you. Especially, they really hate you. Which is why I will never understand for the life of me why regular people are still voting Republican. Boy, you have to be really uneducated. Republicans vote against move to stop ICE deporting U.S. citizens. House Republicans have voted down an effort to block immigration enforcers from using federal resources to detain or deport U.S. citizens. Where do you deport a U.S. citizen? I'd love for a dumbass 30 IQ Trump voter to explain that to me below. Or can you only shout MAGA and fake news and other slogans and talking points? Fucking animals. During House Judiciary Committee meeting on Wednesday, Democrats tabled amendments to a sweeping budget bill that President Trump has dubbed one big beautiful bill. Yeah, suck my dick. Suck my big beautiful dick, Donnie dumbass. One amendment introduced by Representative Pramila Jayapal, the Democrat from Washington State, sought to make clear immigration officers cannot detain or deport U.S. citizens under any circumstance. GOP lawmakers killed that amendment. Why it matters? Do we have to explain why? I'll let him explain. Trump, in April, floated the idea of sending U.S. citizens convicted of violent crimes to El Salvador. The new Trump administration has also been accused of flouting court orders and deporting migrants without due process following the campaign promise of mass deportation, which they're failing at. The administration has denied such accusations. Any such move risks a clash with the U.S. Supreme Court, who's going to vote 9-0 that you can't deport U.S. citizens to anywhere, which said in a ruling last month that any deportee should first be given due process through the courts. Recent polling suggests Americans are almost evenly divided over Trump's handling of immigration. I've seen some polls saying 45-55 to positive to negative. What you know? On April 5th, Trump told reporters on Air Force One, we have some horrible criminals, American-grown born. What? American-grown born. Why does he talk like that? And this... She's so dumb. You sent him to El Salvador. Jesus Christ, criminal stupidity. And then fucking crimes he's been fucking convicted of. He's a convicted felon, remember? That he is all for sending them to prisons in El Salvador. I don't know what the law says on that, he added. Of course you don't know. You don't know anything. Asked about Trump's remarks, White House press secretary, I don't read her statements. You can read it yourself. You see it on screen. I just have a personal policy. I don't read that airhead statements on here. She's unqualified for her position. 27 years old, never did anything. Democrats have also raised concerns over the removal of an American American children that were sent to Honduras with their mothers. It was a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 7-year-old. 4-year-old has stage 4 cancer. In this case of one of the children, a 2-year-old girl, a federal judge said he had a strong suspicion that the child was sent away with no meaningful process, no due process. It is illegal and unconstitutional to detain for deportation or recommend deportation of a U.S. citizen, the judge said. And the Supreme Court will affirm that if they're worth their fucking salt. Is that how it goes? Worth their salt. If they're worth their fucking gown they put on every morning. If they're worth the law school degree that they spent their life getting. Like, it's obvious. You can't. Where do you deport a U.S. citizen? That sounds like common sense to me. You don't deport them if they commit a crime. You throw them in prison or jail. The Department of Homeland Security has denied deporting U.S.-born children without parental consent, saying that ICE gave the mothers the option to either remain with the children during removal or have them placed with a designated caregiver. Both mothers chose to be deported with their children, DHS said. A AP NORC poll conducted from April 17th to 21st among 1,260 adults found that 53% disapproved of Trump's immigration policy. Similarly, an ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll conducted from April 18th through 22nd showed that more Americans disapproved 53% than approved 46% of the president's handling of immigration. What the people are saying. How much more we got to go? Okay, we're almost done. What the people are saying. President Donald Trump told reporters on April 6th we have some horrible criminals. It's just waste of time reading this stuff. Like the way he speaks, you're not learning anything new. Like, there you go. I can't read it because of the way he speaks. It's so disjointed and just imbecilic. Democratic representative is a smart. I like Jayapal a lot. I wish he was more ruthless. Quit playing nice with Republicans. Democratic Representative Pramila Jayapal from Washington, don't play with them at all. Washington State cut them off. Told the House Judiciary Committee on Wednesday, my amendment is simple, and I hope that it has bipartisan support. It doesn't. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's naive bullshit. It simply states that none of the funds in this bill may be used by ICE to detain or deport U.S. citizens. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, I hope we can all agree we can't. Only Democrats agree with that because Republicans hate this country. They all agree that the U.S. citizens should never be detained by ICE. But here's the thing, I hate Trump supporters more than any group of people on this planet. I don't want you deported to El Salvador. I think you should be in American prisons by ICE or any agency conducting civil immigration enforcement. They certainly should not be deported. Supreme Court Justice, okay, I'm going to rank my Supreme Court Justices after this. Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor wrote in a statement adjoining a ruling last month, the government's argument, moreover, implies that it could deport and incarcerate any person, including U.S. citizens, without legal consequence, so long as it does so before the court can intervene. Yeah, they put you on a plane to El Salvador before the courts can say, don't deport that U.S. citizen, then you're gone forever. That's why I wish idiots would think this through. Have some foresight. Use your brain. It's not hard. It's not hard to be smart. That view refutes itself. Democratic Representative Ted Lieu from California, I don't feel any way about Ted Lieu. He's so-so. The fact that Democrats and my colleague Representative Jayapal feel the need to even introduce an amendment that says ICE cannot deport U.S. citizens is batshit crazy. But yeah, we need that amendment, and it failed. Mark Green, Homeland Republicans proudly advanced funding to give Border Patrol agents the tools that they blah, 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 blah. Democrat Jamie Raskin, I love him. I wish he'd run for president. I don't think he wants that. Ranking member of the Judiciary Committee, that man knows the law. My colleagues say these extreme measures are necessary to deport gang members, violent criminals, the worst of the worst. But the Trump administration is not targeting the worst of the worst. They're targeting judges. They're using federal agents to round up law-abiding members of our communities with no criminal records, parents of American children, husbands and wives of American spouses, people who pose no threat to public safety. Once again, I'm in the video here. Your reminder, 75 to 90% of the people sent to El Salvador have no criminal record at all. Not just not violent criminals, no criminal record at all. See ya.